Well, folks, we have got a situation today at church. Was sitting here running, dropping a load, getting ready to grab an empty at the ramp, and I had to do some work real quick that I did bring you in when it's first happened, because where I was sitting, I didn't want to get the camera out just in case I would get in trouble for anything, because there might be some stuff in the background that I'm not supposed to be completely shooting, even though I'm talking about my problem, and that has nothing to do with what I'm doing right now. But check this out. Got a little issue going on right here. Barely got any of that pedal because I just had to MacGyver that thing. And I'm gonna tell you, first of all, it was a little bit chilly out, so I wore this shirt. And you've all seen this shirt before. This is what I wore when I broke down and I had that antifreeze hose go off. So this thing's probably gonna get fucking burned when I get home, because, well, we don't need no issues. And if it's causing a shirt, it is. But what happened was, let's get back here, and sorry if it's loud. I'll try to talk as loud as I can to where you can hear it. Back here, this clutch linkage piece snapped over that, so I had to rig that up, and that's why I barely have any pedal, but I've got enough to get it into gear and get me back home, or where I need to go to drop this to where I can get home. Yeah, I had to rig that up. That bracket that sits over that ball snapped, and occasionally those things wear out, and it's just what it is. That's the bad news. The good news is I should be able to grab one from Menards once I get home. Problem is I'm 25 plus miles back to Napoleon, which I have 1, 2, maybe 3 times I'll have to use the clutch if I need to. But if I need to, I can, you know, if it breaks off again, I can kill the truck and start it in gear. It's just getting out of here is what I need to do, because I'm gonna have to go through a scan thing and then, you know, sit up there until it lets me out. I've got to scan my phone with a barcode. So I've got everything set up to where I can do that. Already talked to the dispatcher, let him know what was going on, told him I was gonna be done for the day once I got it. Should be able to fix it once I get the piece, no problem. It's no big deal, it's what it is. Happened to me last year, just a different spot. So yeah, that's what I got to do. I got to go 25 miles back to Napoleon. Then I got to go another 15 miles home, maybe. And I got to run and, well, I take the part off, then I'll go get a new one. So yeah, wish me luck with that. It'll be fun. It's not what I wanted to do on Sunday. You know, church, ruin my church service. But whatever, I mean, I'm just glad it happened here and not like at a stop sign, you know, especially with a load or something. I could have got myself into a little bit of trouble not having no clutch, especially loaded. You know, that's the last thing I wanted to do, because I'd have to worry about getting this thing started. With this trailer, it's no big deal because it's light. I can still take off, you know, like I said, I only need to get that thing to go in a couple times. Now, when I'm up there sitting, my only problem is if I'll be able to keep it in gear. If I pull it out, no problem, as long as I can get it back into gear. And if I need to, I can call the gal in there and she can make it to where she can let me out. You know, she can raise that gate for me if I need to start it in gear, whatever. But other than that, yeah, I've got like 3 or 4 stops I need to make. So probably call the wife on the way home, let her know what's going on. That way she's in the loop. And then, you know, once I make it back here, I'll probably bring it back once we break everything down, and I'll show you the whole rig, MacGyver rig job I did on it, just to be able to get me home, because there wasn't, you know, there's no putting that thing back over that ball. It just broke. It's not happening. And I had to, you know, it's kind of a tough spot to get to without all that stuff taken apart and whatnot. So it's just what it is. But I did what I had to do. Had to jack the cab up and stuff to get up under there. So, you know, get a little dirty and trash that shirt once I get home, because that thing's got to be a curse. But like I said, that stuff just over time wears out, and it's what it is. So, you know, it's one of those things that just needs replaced. So I'll probably actually get a couple extra ones when I'm there. That way I can carry them on me. So if anything like that happens again, I'm good. So until then, you know what we say, wish me luck, and we will see ya. Well, folks, we made her home. I had to use this ghetto rig clutch about 10 times. 3 when I was at the ramp, 4 at Campbell's, and then 3 when I got home jostling around. Other than that, I floated the gears, you know, because I've been trucking a while and I don't have to double clutch or anything the rest of the time. And I was able to peel 1 stop sign and just, you know, cruise up there and get it into first gear to where I was just crawling. Nothing was coming, and I was able to turn out and go. But before I get, you know, into this and tear this apart and jack the cab up again, I just wanted to give a shout out to some of you new subscribers and all the old subscribers that have been down from the beginning. Appreciate all that, you know, all the support, the comments, the likes, you know, the shares. Any of that stuff doesn't go unnoticed, and I always try to comment back if somebody comments, so don't think that stuff goes unnoticed, and I do appreciate that. Tries back here, we got shirts sitting back here from my buddy Chris to try on if I ever see him again. Sometimes I see him, sometimes I don't, so you know, these are available, and there's a link on my in my community that I had put up. So if you're interested in one of these, you can get one of these by going to that link and, you know, buying one. So, you know, there's also a video that talks about them. And everybody like, you know, this shirt that I have on and would comment on it all the time. So I figured I'd make some shirts. So that's what you have. They're black. And if you want one, that's all you got to do is go to my page, go to the community, and there's a link right down there where you can get them, and I will ship them out to you. And if you're overseas, please buy two, because that's going to pay for your shipping. If you only pay for one, I'm not going to be able to ship it to you because it costs $26 to ship overseas. So if you are overseas and you want one, make sure you buy two. If not, I'm going to have to refund you your money somehow, because I can't afford to spend $26 to ship that when the shirt only costs $30, you know. So keep that in mind when you're doing that wherever you are. Like I said, just buy two, and I'll try to get a hold of you through your email and let you know that's what you have to do. I'm going to have to refund you somehow. So you know, until I get this jacked up and bring you back, you know what we say, and well, you're probably getting tired of hearing it because I know my wife is, so whatever. But I'll get this thing jacked up and I'll get your eyes in there, because I got to take the air cleaner tube off so I can get to it a little bit easier, and I'll show you what I did when I tear it apart and get everything off, and just, you know, how I made it to where I could get it home, because I didn't have the part right there to fix it. There's no way I was going to pay for a tow. You know, I can not run those loads today and be okay with me losing those. I had 3 loads left to do. I had 5 total today, and I had 2 done by the time I got to the ramp, and that happened. And basically I was just sliding the tandems in the transfer spot and pushed, you know, the clutch in, and that thing just snapped on me, and I felt it go, and I knew what was going on. The truck had stalled, so I, you know, popped it out of gear, threw it back, you know, started up again, and just pushed that thing to the floor. So then I had to figure out where it was at. Did that last summer in the front, which I had to take the whole thing home, and I ended up bobtailing from Napoleon back with no clutch whatsoever. And it wasn't the first time I've ever done it, so it's, you know, I know what it feels like and what's going on and what I can and can't get away with. But I was already hooked to a trailer, and I wasn't just going to leave the trailer there. I wanted to at least drop it back, because then I would have had to bobtail back over to CSX tomorrow when I got it fixed to start off. So I at least wanted to be able to start Napoleon once I got everything taken care of tomorrow. So that's why I did what I did today, just to be able to get that one back. So like I said, give me a few minutes and I'll jack this up and get that air tube taken off, and we'll get your eyes back on that, and we'll talk about that situation. So we'll see ya. We got her jacked up. It's sitting at an angle. So basically, this guy right down here is what come off. And I already took the screw out of here that has the piece that, you know, this goes into, and just threw that in the toolbox, because I knew that I wasn't going to be able to use that again because of the way this was stretched out, and it would go over, but I couldn't get anything to hold it to where I could, you know, do something like that. So basically threw these zip ties on top of, I used that clothes hanger, that metal clothes hanger, just to wrap around this, to twist in and throw around there, and then I wrapped it around. Then I threw these zip ties on just to make sure that wouldn't go off. So I'm going to cut these off real quick, and then I'm going to take that off. So then once I get that off, I'll show you that more in detail. So give me a few minutes here, and we'll do that real quick. Let's get your eyes on this real quick. This is what I'm talking about that snapped here. So ball sits inside of here like this, and over time these things just wear out. And this happened to me last summer, like I said. So basically just took the whole rod off, because I'm going to have to try to get this guy off, and you know, it may be kind of stiff, and the way that rod was in the truck, it would have been a pain to get. So I just twisted out by hand. This was the front one that's fresh and super good, so I just, you know, twisted the whole thing off so I could check it out. So I'm gonna put some grease on this, or some, you know, WD-40, whatever liquid wrench. Oh, what's that stuff right there? Blaster. I'm gonna put some blaster on that real quick and try to crank this thing off so I can take it to the store with me to make sure I get the right size. And yeah, I'll come back and I'll have a brand new one with the ball in there, and you don't have the plastic still in there. But this is basically what I did, was twisted this right here once I got it, you know, to where I needed it to be, and just cut that piece, and then I twisted it to where I could shove it through the other side, and just did this number right here over this, if it would go, which it doesn't want to now, but just like that, and then, you know, threw it on there and tried to tighten that as much as I could. That's why I had those zip ties on there, just to make sure that this wouldn't turn, and that wouldn't be able to come off while I was, you know, trying to drive down the road, or if I had to stop somewhere and needed it, I didn't have to worry about that. So I'm gonna get this off, and then we're gonna run to the store so I can get this, and then do a couple more things. So, well, that's what that is. That's what went wrong today. So you never know when you're going to have issues and problems, but, you know, being able to fix something like that and not have to call somebody real quick, you know, just to be able to get home was very helpful for me. And that's why I do the things I do. And, you know, they may not be the smartest or brightest things, but I still was able to get home without having to call, spend money, you know, just from being handy. So that's what you got to do sometimes. So I'm going to get off here and go do what I need to do, get this thing taken care of, and run to the store. So when I get back, I'll bring you back when we're getting her back together and everything's going on. So until then, well, folks, got her all swapped out here. This is a female hem joint. I was able to pick up a couple extra ones there. Obviously you can see that's blown out. That's good. So let the dispatch know. And that's a fine thread. Took this in there with me, that way I knew, you know, I stick it in a package to check each one. That way I knew it was good. And well, somebody had already done it with this one, so it was no big deal for me to do that. So now all I gotta do is basically put this rod back on, hook it up, and we should be good to go. So once I do that, I'll probably bring you back. That way you can see the progress. But if you ever need anything like that, that's what it is. It's a 5/16 hem joint, female hem joint. So get that back going so we can make some money tomorrow, because, well, we got a few days we're going to run here in a row, so we don't want no problems. We don't want no issues, so we'll be back. Well, folks, got her all hooked back up, so let's go over there and jump up in the cab and give her a shove and see what happens. Oh, a little dirty, so I'm not trying to start her up or climb around, you know, too much in there and do too many things. So we'll just climb up in there and give it a shove real quick and see how that pedal feels. Need to clean this thing up. Probably won't be till tomorrow though, because, well, I don't feel like it today. So once I get done with here, I'll probably just leave it sit until the morning, and then you know, pull her forward and clean it, because look at that. I don't want to get nothing on there. Nice and stiff. And she is good. So yeah, that's what's going on. That's fixed and taken care of. So that was maybe a $5 at most part, which I picked up 2 extra ones, so I have them. I'm gonna throw them in the toolbox here and throw them in the side box. That way I have it. And usually that toolbox goes in whatever truck I'm in, because, you know, green truck has the same kind of setup with those pieces. So if I need one, I'll have one. Excuse me. But yeah, that could have been costly. You know, fortunate it happened where it did and what time it did. You know, it was during the morning, sunny out, so I could see and all that good stuff. Wasn't like it happened at night and I, you know, had to use a flashlight. Didn't have to worry about calling nobody, you know, no tows or anything. Because if I'd have been loaded and that would have happened, I don't think I would have wanted to start the truck in gear without a clutch. And the way that thing was dumping, as soon as I would let off on that thing, it was just going. So there's no way with a load that I would want to be doing that and just, you know, overworking the truck or anything like that. You know, starting a truck with a load in gear probably wouldn't be what I'd want to do at, you know, 42K plus in a box. So it's what it is. So I guess we're good here until the next time something happens or we got something fun going on. Oh, you know what we say. Gonna enjoy this Sunday. You know, church got cut short, man. But sometimes the sermons, they just run long, and then sometimes I get cut short. And well, today it just happened. It got cut short, so it's what it is. And we're gonna be thankful that we didn't, you know, have to pay out of our pockets for anything that we could just do ourselves, because we like to do things ourselves. So always keep that in mind. If you need to do something, just try to do it yourself. That way you don't have to worry about paying nobody. And honestly, my one buddy was not even around. If I would have called him, you know, or needed him, he wasn't around. So I was kind of SOL in that situation. I mean, I know people over there, but not good enough to say, hey, can I borrow your car? Now, if I was over at Campbell's and that would have happened over to Findlay, I probably could have borrowed Susan or Nicole's car and just ran up and tried to get the parts and fix it right there in you know, at the facility. But I wasn't close there because there is a Menards that's not too far away, or there's, you know, different parts stores and stuff for auto that I could have probably done that. But you know, it just happened at the ramp, and I wasn't even close to getting to where I was going to go see those guys. I know they're missing me. I know Nicole is. She hasn't seen me forever, but you know, I seen Susan last week, talked to her, so well, it's all good. It's all good. But next Sunday, hopefully church will be able to see them again, because I know they're missing your boy, because it was like it when I come through. So until then, you know, I'm sure we'll get into something this week. Hopefully the green chalk don't get me started, hopefully. But you know, I'm not gonna keep my fingers crossed or nothing, because I'm done with that and thinking, oh, this is, you know, we're gonna get it now. So make some phone calls and see what's going on with it. At least, you know, probably call over to the Volvo dealership and see about the tag for Betty White, make sure, you know, she's getting on that and see what's going on. And I got some parts coming in the mail, so maybe we'll do some stuff when we get the parts in the mail, do some openings. So always stay tuned and keep your eyes peeled for that when that comes up. If you don't already, subscribe, like, you hit that bell every time I post something. You're gonna know I posted that panty raid video today from yesterday when we went up to the Piston Jammers car show in Lambertville, Michigan, and 4:30 maybe in the morning I was getting views on that. So I know people seeing that stuff. So it's all good, man. Y'all take care and have a good Sunday, and we'll see you next week. So until then, you know what we say, we will see ya.